Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and here we are for the MMA Report. And with me, as always, Tyler King. All he does is train, teach class, beat that ass, and pound it just vigorously into the ground afterwards. Getting a lot of attention. So, Tyler, we got to watch the first UFC show, the UFC pay-per-view. Well, not pay-per-view, UFC show on Paramount Plus. And I would have to say they definitely passed the test in my mind. I liked the earlier time. I thought it went very smooth. I don't think it was overall like the greatest show. But for the first time being on there, the production values were great. And I liked, the 9 p.m. start time. Everything worked out, except the card until the last match. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on the main card. And then I didn't even know this. They're doing another pay-per-view this Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Doing the back-to-back shows.
Wow. At 5 o'clock.
Hey, one thing we've always kind of come to expect from the UFC, not even come to expect, just become the modus operandi. They always, when they do something new, do something big, they always like to make a splash. I really feel like that's what they're doing here. Case in point, the first show ever at Madison Square Garden was when Conor McGregor won and became the first ever simultaneous double champ. Yeah, exactly. So whenever they're going into new territory, they like to make a splash. That's really what they're doing here. I mean, the show was great.
No, the show was not great. The show was not great.
Dude, the fight. I disagree. The fight, I felt like the fights are great. The results, for me, and my BetMGM, my DraftKings account left a little bit desired. But with that being
I know
said,
that.
that with that being said, I thought, listen, I'm not gonna talk badly. It's not performances today. Well, they were good fights. Like I didn't get all the results I wanted, but I thought it was a great night of fights. To be honest,
I mean, I thought they were the main event made up for it, in my opinion. The main event made up for everything. The main event was phenomenal. I
I
didn't
agree
think
with.
I didn't think the fights overall were spectacular. But that's just, I was watching with Frank, and he really enjoyed the earlier start time.
Yeah,
He thought it was a good card. We kind of expected a little bit more, but
I mean, I like tend to disagree. Like I said, I like the results, but I mean, a couple
I don't like
examples.
decisions. I want finishes. Finish,
Are you
motherfucker.
okay,
Finish.
dude? Hey, Josh Hoke on the early prelim, great, great win, great, and cut a tremendous promo after. Looking back, like
He
Umar,
did. He did.
he
Yes.
Umar, like while it
I was
wasn't
so
a tight
happy with
fight,
Umar,
Umar was like
who I
dominant.
who I picked and you didn't, by the way, just so you know.
No, that's fair. And then let's another
You
one
went with
that I
Davidson. Oh,
another one that I picked that you got right, I got wrong, or maybe a little, but that's this and Nikita Krylov. Wow, that was see, I'm pissed off because the Nikita Krylov that I always want to show up showed up when I did bet on him. It was insanely frustrating, but I just thought the quality of the like that's the thing. I can't take anything away. So just because it didn't go well on my DraftKings or my BetMGM account, I can't take anything away from the performances by the other fighters. Just because like, I thought Makita fought the best fight he's fought in a while. You
yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
we'll
He,
get
he
to the
looked
main.
great.
We'll get to the main card, but I just really felt like the quality of the fights was there. I really did.
So first, I just wanted to talk about the one prelim fight, Umar against your boy Davidson.
Yeah.
Umar won by decision. I really, I like this takedown attempts, and you had said if he wrestle fucked him, he would win, and I
And
think
what do you do?
he definitely did that. He had takedown attempts. He had control time, almost 5 minutes of it. He really attacked the legs, the body. I thought he looked incredible. And now he's 20-1.
Yeah.
Davidson, he looked tentative the entire match, but I can understand why when you're fighting someone of Umar's caliber that you can't be super aggressive because he's going to catch you. So I get that. It just
Listen,
seemed like
listen,
he didn't push the
right?
action.
Listen, Russell. That's what we
Right.
got. We got Russell.
Yeah.
It's what we got. And one thing you usually will see when you have a Russell heavy competitor fighting a Brazilian, Brazilians will many times have a pretty good ground game from the back, as far as submissions go. But a lot of the time, the Brazilians will be at best unrefined with their wrestling.
Well, I was also surprised with Umar's striking ability. He had a lot of significant strikes.
Oh yeah, I
He
mean
had
a lot of them were on the ground too. But
yes,
one thing we've seen, like everyone tries to say that Islam and Umar are just like carbon copies of Khabib. Both both
yeah,
Islam and Umar have much better
yeah,
striking than Khabib ever
yes,
did.
yes. That's what I was going to say. Their skill sets are definitely different. But Umar won in the bantamweight division, which is obviously interesting because it seems to be quite packed. Where do
Oh
you
yeah.
see Umar going from here? Is he a fight away from possibly a title match?
I like what I think is gonna happen next. I think Sean O'Malley's next in line. So
He is, yes. Yeah.
Umar most likely will have. He could probably like he's ranked 3, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he could sit and just wait for his title shot, fight the
Yes.
winner of Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan. One fight that really is interesting would be Umar versus Marab.
Oh, of course. I thought the same thing. Him and Marab would be a battle. I would love to see that. But yeah, I think
I think that fight actually already happened, and and Marab actually beat the
well
crap out of
that
Umar.
was I
I
think that
believe.
was his one loss.
Yeah.
That very well
So
could have been his one
so I
loss.
mean the thing about it is right now Sean O'Malley is in line. I believe
Yeah,
he
I
has a
know. I
win.
know.
He has a win over Peter Yan, and he's obviously a fan favorite. He's obviously favored, but um, the winner of an Umar Marab fight would definitely fight the winner of a Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley fight, in my opinion.
Yes, and you are correct. His one loss was to Marab. So
Yeah.
that could be something they would absolutely run back. Um, Davidson
Well,
just
thing
didn't
is,
impress me, but he was ranked
yeah,
7th as well. He was in the top 10.
yeah, of course. Like I said, Brazilians, while they usually have a great ground game, their wrestling aspect of the ground game usually leaves a little bit to be desired. And I think we kind of saw that with Davidson. I mean, I expected his takedown defense to be a little better. I expected him to really be able to get a little bit of his striking off. But Umar was just too much pressure, too much wrestling.
So to start the card, we had Arnold Allen, the Englishman, against Jean Silva. And I, of course, picked Silva because I will never pick anyone from England. I thought Silva looked great.
Yeah,
He had a good game plan.
absolutely.
I wish he could have gotten the finish. He was an
Agreed.
incredible striker. He
Yeah,
really went after the head. He had some good head strikes, the
absolutely.
body, and it was just pretty much a boxing match. But Silva had some good takedowns, which I
Yeah,
also
of
liked.
course.
He mixed
I
in
mean,
some takedowns. He kept Allen
mhm,
off balance, I thought.
yeah. John Silva been on a pretty good representing the fighting nerds. Um
Yeah.
they,
Yes.
they
Is
have a
that
real
why I put the
analytical
glasses
approach.
on?
Yeah, their team's called the fighting nerds. They have a
That's what
really
Frank
analytical
said.
approach. They use
Yeah.
they use a lot of data from different fights, and they really will compile, they'll formulate their game plans actually based on data they collect on the other fighter from other fights. So I think that was pretty apparent. John Silva has just been on an absolute tear since he put
Yeah.
Bryce Mitchell absolutely to sleep. Um, I would think that John Silva is probably next in line to fight the winner of
Volkanovski.
Volkanovski. It's Volkanovski and the Mexi mullet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What why can't I remember Mexi mullet's name right now?
I'll double check his name. Lopez. Diego,
Yeah,
right?
you know, and that fight is an absolute barn burner. But I
Yeah.
definitely would see John Silva being next in line
Yeah.
after that fight happens.
I agree with you. I agree with you. The next fight was, I believe, the steal of the night. Silva defeated Rose by unanimous decision, which I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe it was unanimous. Uh,
You see me like doing my I'm doing some deep breaths right now because
I
this
don't know where they
fight
got this
was
one. Yeah.
absolute
I didn't think it was a great fight to
Full
begin with,
spit. Like I'm
but I
trying
thought
not to
Rose won.
swear as we have some. Oh, I did too. I thought this was a really bad job by the judges.
Yeah.
I think it did look. Neither fighters seemed to be wearing a lot of the damage, but
Yeah.
Rhodes' striking was definitely more, in my opinion, more accurate and more voluminous. She looked
Yeah,
like she
I was
landed,
surprised. I was surprised how ESPN had it scored. They had
as was
Silva
I.
with 63 total strikes. Rose had 46. They had Silva with 51 significant strikes. Rose had 26. 11 head strikes for Rose, 25 for Silva, 3 body strikes for Rose, 8 for Silva. So I thought that was completely wrong.
As did
And
I.
I thought Rose had that one hands down, but
Agreed.
obviously it's a huge win for Silva. And you had said that Rose was kind of the gatekeeper here, and
Yeah,
Silva would be on her way up, possibly for a title shot next.
possibly.
Yeah,
As much as I disagree with this decision, Silva's
I
been
do
on a
too.
tear.
She
Like
had, yeah,
she's
she's
been
won like 6 straight.
she's been on a tear, so you can't really take a lot away from her. I mean, obviously we both disagree with judging, but she's been fighting well, so she's definitely gonna be in that top five, knocking on the door for that title shot.
So this was the disappointment of the night. Waldo Cortez Acasta against the Black Beast, Mr. Derek Lewis. Man, once I saw Cortez Acosta backstage warming up, I was like, wow, he
Oh,
looks unbelievable. And Derek Lewis, he seemed to be in slow motion the entire fight. He seemed to step behind. Um, he looked like he was just going for haymakers, for knockouts, every punch, everything he threw. He
yeah,
only landed 8 significant strikes. He only landed 8 total strikes. 6 were to the head, 2 were to the body. The commentators kept saying Lewis was not kicking enough, using his kicks. But what were your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I tend to agree. Um, hey, I said in our previous show, very few people do 40 as well as me, and it looks like Derek Lewis is one of them. So, with that being said, look, Derek Lewis has never really been that kick heavy. I mean, he'll throw kicks every now and then, but he's definitely a very boxing heavy fighter. Cortez, like, I think the issue is, besides Cortez Acosta being, significantly younger, significantly longer, or significantly more athletic, but the length was, I think, one of the really deciding factors. He's a little more
Yes, he had
dynamic,
the
a
reach.
little more
Yeah.
athletic, but he had the reach on Derek. Derek just could get inside.
No.
Acosta did a really good job of keeping him at the end of his punches, at the end of his range. And every time Derek tried to wade in to land some big punches, Acosta made him pay for it, kept him at the end of his punches, and eventually found the shot to put him down, finished him off.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the end of the fight because it didn't even look like he hit Lewis that hard. Lewis goes down, and then it looked like he just kind of gave up. Like he didn't seem to make an attempt to get up, to get back into the fight. That's what I was kind of disappointed at most.
I
He
mean,
seemed to just throw in the towel, and he didn't seem to get drilled when he went down. Frank thought he slipped.
I mean, I tend to disagree. Uh,
Okay.
Cortez Acosta was landing at a pretty significant clip, and like
Oh,
it
he
wasn't
was.
so
Yes.
much. It wasn't so much a one big shot. It's more of an accumulation of all the shots. And one of the things I've really noticed, I watched a little bit of film on Cortez Acosta, his punches don't look like they're murderous, but
Right.
people fall down.
Right.
He he
Right.
makes he makes people fall down, and I he's really like I would say not so much like a secret anymore, but definitely a dark horse in this heavyweight division. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
problem for anybody in the top five, and
Yeah.
that's including Tom Aspinall. Like he's a problem, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a fight between him, like he obviously has a little bit of work to do. He needs another win in the top 10, maybe two, but he's looking like a pretty up and coming significant challenger for Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. I mean, did you think Lewis also? I mean, to me, he looked a step slow. He looked really slow with everything he was
Bro,
doing, or is that just
brother,
how he is?
brother. Some people don't do 40 as well as I do. It's just
So okay,
the
so
law of the jungle.
you think it's just age, and do you think that he will? I mean, he's a draw. He's very popular.
Oh,
Do you
like
think he's going to get other opportunities to come back
we
from
will
this?
see, we will see Derek Lewis again,
Okay,
but I think he's going to kind of start to assume he assumed that role of like the top five gatekeeper. I think he's
right,
gonna assume the role of the top 10 gatekeeper now.
right, right,
And eventually the top 15 and eventually retirement.
right, right. Who knows how much longer he'll go?
I
But
mean,
he's always. I hope he gets his
I think
30th victory. That's what I would love to see.
I believe we will see that,
Yeah,
but I don't think we're gonna see that many more Derek Lewis fights. And like,
right.
don't get me wrong, it pains me to say that.
And
I
me too.
I love me some Derek Lewis. I
Love
mean,
him.
I
And
like,
there's no
yeah.
and the heavyweight division isn't exactly stacked. So
I mean, it is a little bit of a shallow division, but the top, as far as like overall bodies, but make no mistake, the top 10, especially the top five of the heavyweight division, is an absolute shark tank. Like there are
yeah,
some animals in that division, especially top five, top after the top five, you have a little bit of a drop off, of course. It's just there aren't as many giant skilled men as there are in, say, the featherweight division. But those guys in the top 10, especially the top five, they are the best of the world. So, I mean, we will see how it goes. But yeah, like, I think I think we've seen the end of Derek Lewis in the
yeah.
top five.
So the fight where I could not stop laughing when they kept saying his name on the show, Sean O'Malley defeated Song Yadong by
Dog,
decision.
yeah, dog.
He looked good out there, man. I mean, he's built. He's a little bit shorter. I mean, Sean O'Malley like looked emaciated. Like he looked so thin.
Yeah,
I thought Song Yadong was gonna be able to put him to sleep or put him in a submission. I mean, he took him
yeah,
down several times, but O'Malley won this unanimously again,
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
he
like,
moves to 19-3, and
mhm,
Song is 22-9-1.
yeah.
But what were your thoughts on this fight?
I mean, the one thing I was very, I don't want to say surprised, more like very impressed by Yadong's, um, by Yadong's, by his durability. He, so we've seen throughout Sean O'Malley's career in the UFC for the bantamweight division. That man has some stopping power in his hands, and Yadong was really able to stand up to that. So one of the things you just touched on, Sean, you thought Sean looked emaciated. I didn't really think that. I have to go back and watch again. I
Man, he
was
looks so
watching.
thin.
Oh, I was watching here at the gym because they have Paramount, and I was downtown for something else. So I just kind of skipped. I had dinner. I just skipped out, walked down the street, used my key, just watched fights on the
Right.
gym TV, but because they had Paramount, yeah. So I was like, hey, but yeah. So Sean's always kind of looked like he's long and lean. I
Yes.
kind of fear. Here's the thing: we all kind of think of Sean O'Malley as being a younger fighter because of like how he burst onto the scene and came off Contender Series, but I believe he's probably still, I think he might be 29. I don't know if he's over 30 yet. But once you get over 30, 31, 32, that weight cut comes harder. It got to the point where Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling couldn't do it anymore. He lost the belt to Sean O'Malley, a fight I was at the Boston Garden. And he never fought featherweight. He never fought at bantamweight again. He had to move up to the featherweight division. The weight cut just can become, as guys get older, put weight on, it becomes too hard on their bodies. The endocrine system just becomes too taxed out. So that we might be seeing the beginning of that with Sean O'Malley, and a move to featherweight might be inevitable. With
Yeah. Even Frank said that the walking around weight and the weight cut, he said that UFC should have a rule instituted. If you weigh this much walking around, you should only be allowed to cut 15 pounds because some guys cut 30 pounds and he
yeah,
thinks it's too much.
listen,
And he thinks
listen.
it's dangerous.
While
And
while I respect Frank, and he actually has a really good mind for this game, I will say F that ish. If
yeah,
they could do it, do it. It's what separates the UFC from everyone else, like ONE FC with its hydration test. Except you can make the weight, make the weight.
yeah,
Unfortunately, with that, you'll still get the type of situations we saw with the fighter that collapsed on stage.
yes,
Listen, this is a big boys game.
yeah.
These type like
From
we all understand the risks that are associated with this. So I mean, it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of is what it is. I don't think we should have like any sort of test like that, but I think guys generally need to be smarter about it. But if they have the opportunity to gain a single advantage, especially legally, fighters will do it. So I
yeah,
don't
because
really I don't foresee there being a
no,
change made,
no,
but
they won't.
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like Song looked legitimately bigger in the octagon than O'Malley.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's also markedly shorter, but
Yes, he's
yeah,
5'8". He's
that
five
was.
eight. Yes, yes. But
I
yeah,
mean,
that's why I said that.
Sean's always been a super tall, super lean fighter, so
Right,
that might play into it. I really do think as he gets older, that will play into what weight class he fights at. I think he eventually is going to get too big for this division.
right, right, and he'll have to move up. And the fight that made the show for me was the main event.
Yeah,
Justin Gaethje, did I say it right? Gaethje,
that was a lot close.
Gaethje,
G. Gate
Gaethje,
G. Listen,
Gaethje,
that was a lot. That was a
Gaethje,
lot. Gate
Gaethje.
G.
Yeah.
Gate G.
Oh, Gaethje, Gaethje.
Gate
Okay.
G. Gate G. Even
And
though I will tell you it was a lot better than your previous attempt, Steven.
Paddy the Baddy had an incredible entrance. I loved Justin's entrance to the country music. And this was one of the best fights I have ever seen. I mean, it was, it pained me because I was yelling at Frank because it looked like Justin had several attempts during several rounds that he could have finished Paddy, and he would back off and let him get up. And that I didn't understand. And, you know, he would give up on submission attempts. He had a ton of control time. I know he's more of a striker, but that's what I didn't get because I thought he had him in the first round. near the end. I mean, I thought Paddy got saved by the bell, but Paddy is one tough bastard.
He really is.
Justin did poke him in the eye pretty good. But what were your thoughts on the main event?
Steve, I, for the most part, tend to agree with you. But I think especially in the early round, like you're talking like round one, you're talking about that knockdown and Justice let him get up.
Yeah, he did it a couple times.
Yeah, well, the one thing that Paddy has that Justin doesn't is a really slick submission game.
That's what Frank said. Frank said he didn't want to go toe to toe with him and get caught
on the ground.
Yeah,
exactly. So while Justin was a college wrestler, he's got good takedowns. He's nothing. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy at all. So it was more of a strategy by Justin to not give Paddy a chance to get something cheap. And by the way, I'm not one of those guys that says, "Ooh, stand them up." Like I'm a big fan of the all-encompassing nature of martial arts. Win any way you can. I kind of hate stand-ups. With that being said, Justin knows where his bread's going to be buttered. It's on the feet, throwing strikes.
And he did have 3 takedowns too, which was surprising. Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Well, with that being said, Steve, when were those takedowns? Later rounds, correct?
They were in the they were near the end. Yes. And
you just froze. You just froze.
That's okay. Can you hear me?
Are we still broadcasting? We frozen.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. You froze.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All
right. No, I was just gonna say that Justin looked great. He landed some good combinations, and I thought he clearly had the fight won. He did significant damage to Paddy.
Oh yes.
But it was that made up for the night, in my opinion. I mean, that was the best fight by far.
All right, Paddy's face. I think a lot. I think a big it was the best fight of the night. I thought it was kind of a testament to Paddy's toughness.
Absolutely.
He got his face was jacked up at the end of that fight.
It was
so time. The point I was making before we froze out. The knockdowns and the takedowns. Well, excuse me. Take that back in for a little bit. Those takedowns were what rounds? Rounds 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah, they were near the end. Yeah, when he started going for him.
So, early in the fight, he's not got follow Paddy to the ground. When Paddy, they're both still relatively dry. Paddy's still relatively in good condition. His conditioning's not becoming an issue yet. He's not nearly as tired. So he's not going to follow Paddy to the ground then. Later in the fight, when they're both drenched in sweat, Paddy's much more fatigued. Justin will use his wrestling to his advantage. And I've seen it in 1 or 2 fights before. Kind of the same strategy. Mixing a takedown later in the fight. That scores points for him. But later in the fight, Paddy's chances of landing a submission go down rather significantly. So that's why you saw Justin later in the fight fixing those takedowns. Early in the fight, Justin's not going to get Paddy that opportunity. So one thing that really stuck out to me was the maturity showed by Justin Gaethje. He's really grown as a fighter. He's no longer just the Homer Simpson of MMA. The guy will just march forward, take 3 shots in the face, and deliver 5 or 6 thunderbolts. He's that guy. He's much more elusive. His game planning is much better. He sticks to game plan much better now. Evidenced by those late takedowns. Evidenced by Trevor Whitman was actually giving him really good instruction in the corner between rounds.
Yes, I
And
heard
in
his
the
coaches.
in those rounds, you could see Justin really sticking to the game plan. Like previously in Justin's career, he's been one of those guys that will just throw caution to the wind and just
He'll be a wild card. He'll do his own thing.
jump into the fire and just throwing everything and anything and everything. Whereas now he's really sticking to these game plans and listening to his coaches, and results really showed. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is his best performance as a fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun to see when the other champion comes back and they have
the fight between Justin and Armand is going to be an absolute banger.
Hopefully at the White House, something like that. I can't wait for that.
No, excuse me. I take that back. Not Armand. Ilya Taporia. Ilya versus Justin at the White House. That'd be a great fight. That'd be an amazing fight to have in the White House.
And Frank also agreed with you. He thinks that John Jones is a good matchup for Alex.
Oh, yeah.
He thought that would be the fight to make.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, great job. I have to get running here. You were phenomenal. If we get another chance, we'll do a preview for UFC 325.
Yeah, we should do another. Yeah, we should definitely do that one this week.
Yeah, I was shocked, and it starts early. It starts at 5 because I think it's overseas. So
it's in Australia. Yeah, it's in Australia.
That'll be a fun one. For Tyler King, Crown Sports and Entertainment, all he does is train, teach class, beat that ass, and pound it aggressively into the ground.
Everyone, tomorrow, tune in. K-Shine's Media Day. There'll be a ton of media coming out on the K-Shine's Instagram page and Facebook page.
I'll put it on the website.
Everybody, check it out. Look for my boy Ozzy Toro Martin will be front and center at that press conference tomorrow, and yours truly, Tyler King, will be there.
I will put it in the show notes. So. For Tyler King, I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges. Get back at life.
Going back at life, baby.